And Parlays. I'm your host, Allie Burns. With me today from the Insiders Room, I've got Nick Parsons up top. How's it going, Nick?
It is going fantastic. A big weekend of wagering, obviously, and hopefully we can give everyone a couple winners here on Live Cap to finish off the week.
Yes, indeed. We got to build our bankrolls for the weekend because there's a lot going on this weekend. Down below, we got Dan Kaiser from Dan Kaiser Sports. How's it going, Dan?
Going good. Just hoping the Braves here can hold on against the Cubs and start out the day with a win. It's been a while since I've started out with a win, so it'd be nice to see something new.
Nice.
There is that. Well, I tailed Higgs and Nick Parsons play last night in Total Chaos, so I already cashed the Jazz going under today. So thank you for that one, Nick Parsons.
No worries. Yeah, that was a nice little consensus play there, but it just snuck under, didn't it?
Yeah, when we did it on the show, it was at a 234.5. When I bet it, it was 232.5, and it came in at 230 on the numbers.
Wow.
We got there.
Yeah.
That's just it. So we've got a couple more to talk about today. We're going to start off with basketball. Nick, you were looking at the Nuggets at the Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
Denver's the favorite here, -8.5, and we've got 226.5 is the number. So what are we thinking?
Well, there's been some line movement here because last night when we did the Total Chaos there with Sean, he and I disagreed on this one. He liked the over, I liked the under. And it's since gone up a little bit since then. I like the under last night. I like the under still here, just for a couple of reasons there. Denver now playing without Jamal Murray. And so it's going to affect this offense. And so what are they going to do? They're going to run this offense through Jokic, and of course, that means a lot of half-court sets. There's going to be some disruption here in that offense. Now, they also have a couple of days off before a game at home at Memphis, and so this is a bit of a letdown spot as well, playing against a Houston team that, of course, has really struggled here, mainly because of its defense. But, yeah, I just think that this number is just a little bit too high. I don't think Denver is going to want to try to get into a shootout with Houston. That's the only way Houston's going to win this game is if they run up this score. And so instead, I think Denver's going to really try to control the pace of this one. That's going to slow this one down. And so I think this number is just a little bit too high, guys. I'm going with the under in this one.
Under, we are going to go. All right, Dan, you've got to play in the NBA also. You were looking at the Clippers at the 76ers tonight. Phillies -3, and the total's 220.5. So what caught your eye here?
Yeah, I vowed last week that I would not bet the NBA until the playoffs. And then,
what changed?
I don't know. I just saw this game, and I just look at a couple of things. One, Leonard's missed the last 3 games with a sore foot. I'm not sure if he's playing tonight or not, but the whole team's been kind of injured. They've rested George and Morris Wednesday night. It'll be their 3rd game for the Clippers in 4 nights. They played Indiana, they played Detroit. Now they got to travel to Philadelphia. Philadelphia is a great team at home, and yeah, I just think that, and even if Leonard is playing, I don't think they'll play him a lot. I mean, there's no sense of getting him injured now with the playoffs coming up. So I just think it's just kind of a big spot for Philadelphia. I think they'd like to get a really big win here on their home court against one of the best teams in the West to kind of send a message that they are here. They are one of the top teams in the East. So it's a small line. I'm playing kind of a rest angle or not rest angle. So I'm going to dip my toe back in the NBA and hopefully it doesn't get bitten off. So I'm taking the 76ers in this one. I'm going to lay the 3.
Yeah, I'm with you there because, like you said, even if Kawhi does play, it's going to be limited minutes. We were talking about it this morning in my Morningwood chat, and how effective is he really going to be if he does play in the first place? So I'm with you. I like it here. Nick, what do you think about that one? Are you with him?
Yeah, absolutely, and especially the way that he broke down the whole Leonard minutes thing there, for sure. No, you guys have hit it bang on, I think.
Nailed it, Dan. Excellent. All right, let's skate on over to the NHL. Nick, you were looking at Calgary Flames at the Montreal Canadiens. The Habs -130. The Habs. Habitant. And then the total's 5.5.
You know what? And that game has just started. I'm realizing now that this is an early game. So we can't really go over analysis on this one. And I'm now trying to sort of pick out another play here that I could give out on live cap before we finish. And so perhaps we could go to Dan's second one there, and I'll have something finished here for you, Ali, in just a second here.
No problem. We can totally do that. So Dan, I'm glad to see that you are playing this game. I'm curious to see if you're on my side of it, because this was my number one pick for today. So Giants at the Marlins, San Francisco -130. We got it at 8.5. What do you think?
You're putting the pressure on me now. No, I'm looking at this game. I'm looking at it from two different things. I'm going to take the Giants. I'm going to take the Giants because, right now I think they're one of the biggest surprise teams right now in the first couple of weeks of the season. I know I did a show where we broke down the divisions before the season started, and we didn't really even cover the Giants. We figured there's no use. And, they've won 6 out of their last 7. I mean, they're getting done with their pitching. They've given up 3 or fewer runs in 8 of their last 9 games. And if you can continue to do that, you're going to win some ball games. The Giants starter, Anthony Toscofini.
I can never say it either.
He's almost been perfect. I mean, he's pitched twice so far this season. He's only given up 1 run in 11 innings and struck out 12. And you look at the Marlins, they don't have much of an offense. It's been pretty inconsistent. They scored 3 or fewer runs in 5 of the last 8 games, and they're starting a pitcher tonight that will be making his first major league start. Yeah. So, there's going to be some nerves. Those never seem to turn out all that well, and and even if he does go, you don't know how long he will be able to go for. How many innings they might get only 4 or 5 out of them. So I think the San Francisco bats will come alive and do enough to get them the win in this one.
Yeah, I was with you on that too. And then I kind of even thought, well, shoot, they're traveling. They were playing in San Francisco. Now they're traveling, but their last game was the 14th. So they had a day off. Marlins are coming straight from Atlanta. They played yesterday. So I think in everything you said. So I do really like the Giants. And then I also took that game under the 8.5 was the way that I played it. Thanks, Brendan Walsh. Donna Cusick brought this up. I just checked on my lines on covers, but she said the Sixers line is up to 5.5 now. Do we still like it? So I would say Kawhi is probably definitely ruled out if that is what happened. Do we still like the 5.5 with the Sixers? Thank you, Donna.
Yeah, I'd still take it.
Okay.
Right.
I'd still take it. I mean, especially if Leonard's not playing, well then, I mean, there's even less points that the Clippers are going to get. So, and again, like I said, they rested George and Morris last night. Maybe, they might not get a lot of minutes tonight either, because, they don't want to wear them out because the playoffs are right around the corner. So, yeah, I'd still take it at 5.5.
I'm with it too. Yeah, I'm with it.
So one game I was looking at here was the Houston Astros, Urquidy at Seattle, Kikuchi. This is a late game, 10 Pacific time. There's a total of 8 there, and I think that's a little bit low, considering I know that the Seattle pitcher, he's had a couple of good starts here, decent starts in 2021, but in 43 career starts, he owns an 8-15 record with a 5.30 A and a 1.54 WHIP. In 5 career starts versus Houston, he's 0-2, and his teams are 1-4 in that. Seattle is 1-4 in those 5 games, and with a 6.46 ERA and a 1.69 WHIP. The Astros, I mean, they've had a lot of success in Seattle. They've been struggling of late, obviously, after that really decent start there. So the Houston bats are due to explode, and I think why not here against a pitcher that they've had a lot of success against in the past. And so my second play here on the fly here, I'm gonna give the over in that Astros game.
Take over 8 in the Astros. My thing with the Astros, they're on a timeout for me. And one of our viewers, Julie Carey, they just have so many COVID issues and injury issues, and they're just always so. But they need to. I get where you're going with the 8 though, because they need to get back in the swing of things like quite literally. They need to swing the bats and score runs. So I like your go on the over here, because I could not pick a side on this one. If I was on a side, I would take Seattle here is how I kind of feel. But I like the play on the 8. How about that Jazz comeback? Yeah, that was a good game. That really was.
Wow.
Cash the under. All right, so let's do a quick recap. Let me remind you guys, first of all, give us that thumbs up. You can pop right out of live chat, hit the thumbs up button, come right back in. And then we do have a promo code SAFE, and it'll save you 20% off the entire picksandparlays.net site. That's where you can find Nick Parsons. Look for him under the Insiders Room. That's where his premium picks are. And also Dan Kaiser is there as well. So use the promo code, save some money, get some great picks. All right. So for the free picks of today, Nick is saying to take Denver under the 226.5 against the Rockets. Dan is saying to take the 76ers, even though that line jumped up 2 points. We're guessing that means Kawhi is not going to play. Dan still likes it anyway. No problemo. Lay the 5.5. Dan and myself both are using the Giants as our baseball play today. That was my number one pick on the show. And I also took the Giants going under 8.5 runs. And Nick is going to take the Astros Mariners to go over 8 runs in that late game tonight. So that is what's up with the Get Down here on the live cap. We hope we gave you guys some winners today. Don't forget to hit the like button, and we will see you guys again soon. All right. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Nick.
Yep, thanks.
Thanks, Ellie. Thanks, Dan. See you guys.
Yep, see ya.
Later.